Today I want to do something that almost no content creator does. Respond to criticism. Because I did get a lot of comments and I want to address, because again, maybe I'm wrong, maybe you guys are right. And so my previous video talked about something that I see happening on Twitter as a trend. And the thing that I saw was an OnlyFans girl which got married. And she said, okay, I'm a Christian now. I am trying to change my life. I got married. Now, in the video, I didn't tell anyone that they should marry OnlyFans girls. I didn't tell anyone that they should be friends with them. I didn't tell anyone that you should invite them to your house and introduce them to your mother. Okay? I didn't tell anyone how to behave. What I did say, however, is that if you go on Twitter and you see a person saying, I got married, or you see a person, I'm trying to change, and you're like, the whole, people will look at you, they will think you're unhinged, and anyone that you associate or represent will be included in that description. That was my statement. It's not just about Christianity. Like, imagine you see a fat person, right? Like a morbidly obese individual that's going to the gym, and you're mocking them while they're in the gym. And you're trying to say, well, you would never lose weight. You're going to give up. You shouldn't have gotten fat in the first place. If you behave like that, most people are going to think you're an asshole. That was my statement, right? It's like, one of the few times that I pointed out to behaviors, it's like the behavior, like the problem. You see something, you see someone trying to change. They're not trying to be your friend. They're not trying to get you in your life. You don't even know them, but you're like, So that was my take. And I said, look, if you want to do that as a person, go for it. But if you're using a crucifix as your logo in your bio, people are going to think that this is how Christians are, right? So the PR of Christianity will change from Christian being empathetic, tolerant, allowing for redemption, to being wrathful and vengeful. And not only that, like, to me, it seemed as if people are enjoying this. Like, they're not doing this for a noble reason. They're doing it because it's fun and entertaining to attack others, right? So that was my statement. Now, what was the criticism? The criticism is that they know this girl in particular, right? Like, they know this person, and from her videos, they know she hasn't converted. So that is why they can call her the whore, right? Look, I don't know her. But as I said in the video, it's a trend. This is not the only one. I will show you others in this video, right? Like other ladies that also, the moment they say, like, we're trying to change, people don't even look at who they are. They don't even know the context. They will automatically assume 100% of the time that there is no redemption. There is no possibility. There is no girl out there in the world that does something like this, like OnlyFans, and then changes her mind, right? So this is the conversation. It's not about, like, you donating money to her. It's not about subscribing to her channel. It's not about being her friend. It's the question, can a person find redemption? That was what I'm saying. Like, can a person change their mindset? Can they change their way of life? And apparently the answer is flat out no. And the other answer is, like, if you talk about it, you're the problem. Like, you don't get to shame us, right? We go on Twitter, we're doing the shaming, you stay in your lane, you don't care about what we do. And the other criticism that I got is here at the comment section. V, you're not a Christian, so you have no legitimate voice, right? So, like, unless you're social justice, you can't talk about social justice. Unless you're black, you can't talk about black culture. Unless you're a woman, you can't talk about feminism. Like, I heard this argument before. Very interesting, but it's true, Like, unless you're a Christian, you cannot possibly talk about Christianity. Just like them, they can't talk about atheism. Like, a Christian could never lecture an atheist on anything because they're not an atheist. A Christian cannot lecture a Buddhist on anything because they're not a Buddhist. I mean, it makes complete sense. V with another bad thing because I failed to do the research. Right, so I'm looking at a TikTok video for 10 seconds with a girl that just came out, said she got married. People are calling her the mother of all harlots. But there is actually more to this. Like, I just didn't understand. There's like a deeper level that I haven't gotten into to know why people on the internet are calling complete strangers the whore, right? Like, okay, fine. Not a single Christian says, yeah, she's one of us, even if she's a 304. So this looks like an internet atheist fighting straw man, where experts are beating straw man. We have delved into the arts of voodoo. Like, when we beat the straw man, we also beat the argument. It's like a voodoo doll, you know, you sting the straw man, and then the actual argument also gets poked. But again, like, this is the vibe, right? Like, unless I'm a Christian, unless I say, I don't know, like, if I put a cross on my bio that I become a Christian, like, what exactly is it necessary? Unless I'm a Christian, I can't talk about it, right? If I see a group of people insulting women on the internet, unless I become a Christian, I can't shame them. Like, they are above approach. They are above humanity. Like, no human being outside of their belief can ever call them out, right? Like, when you become a Christian, your actions can only be judged by God. Okay, fine. You know, I give up. I'm going to stop. No, seriously, I'm going to stop. I can't criticize this. You know, I'm not a Christian. But this guy is. This guy's a priest. I watch his channel. Am I allowed? Can I watch his channel if I'm not a Christian? See, I don't brag about it. If I don't brag about it, does it count? I do encourage people to subscribe. He makes good content. So the name of the channel is The Council of Trent. And he's a priest. And he talks about modern issues. And so let's listen to what he said 1 year ago, right? 102,000 views. Let's listen to what he has to say exactly about this particular situation.
Last week, Michael Knowles interviewed Nala Ray, a woman who allegedly made $9 million on OnlyFans.
Right? So notice, another woman. Another one, right? Like, it's a trend. It's a pattern. Like, I was told, I was being gaslit, that this is an atheist thing, right? Here you have a priest talking about the same thing. It's even in the mainstream media. It's another event that has happened. So I was right. It's a pattern, which is why I decided to talk about it, because I keep seeing it. I used to see it like once every couple of months, but now I see it monthly.
Before giving up her life as a pornographer to become a Christian. But not everyone is happy about it. You can see on the original video about 1 out of 10 people disliked it. And
see, again, like, I was told this is an atheist straw man. Like, it just doesn't exist, right? I didn't do the research. I have no idea what the fuck I'm talking about.
There are lots of angry comments about it online. Right-wing commenter Laura Loomer said, "These OnlyFans girls can pray their slutty behavior away all they want. They will never be respectable no matter how much they cry to God. Praying to be a respectable person doesn't work once you do sex work. It's best that we shun women like this from society forever."
Okay, so now I know the way. I know which denomination is true. It's probably the Mormons, because they do the shunning, right? Like, the Mormons are closer to Jesus because they do the shunning. Or maybe the Amish. The Amish might be the best, right? Like, in Orthodox Christianity, we don't do the shunning. Catholics don't do the shunning. But I think, like, Laura Loomer is trying to tell us, hey, okay, these are bad. Listen, these ones are good. The interesting thing, though, is that I actually read this article because it was in the mainstream media. At no point does the girl want to be treated as respectable, nor does she say that she wants to be integrated in Laura Loomer's community. Like, the woman already has a fucking community. She's got $9 million, okay? Like, she's got a community that she built objectively, like it exists. You know, you can pretend it's not there, but it's there. A lot of them are Christians. I know, Christians watch OnlyFans. Can you imagine? Right? Like, can you believe this? Because otherwise, it wouldn't be $1 billion industry. If Laura Loomer would actually police her own, maybe this lady wouldn't have made $9 million. Like, I'm just saying, you know, reality hurts. But she actually does have a community that gives her money. It's true. It's real. It exists. But, like, you know, we can use our imagination. We can use the power, because I noticed, you know, we can borrow from the left. The left has the power of changing pronouns by willing it into existence. And maybe we can borrow that and pretend that her community doesn't exist. And if we believe it enough and we believe it strong enough, maybe it happens. But the other thing that I noticed, right? So like, okay, if someone, like there are now certain behaviors that once a person does, they can never be reintegrated, right? And so like, according to Laura Loomer, if a person does pornography, never again can they be integrated. And so what is to stop someone like me, or well, not me because I'm not a Christian, but like someone more Christian than me, right? What's to stop someone more pious than Laura Loomer from also saying, yeah, if you ever had sex outside of marriage, you can never be respected again. Because like sex outside of marriage destroys families, it ruins relationships, right? It's ungodly. Is any Christian disagreeing with this? Like, it used to be a crime to permit adultery, right? Like, back in the day, people really had a big issue with it. And so my question would be, like, did Laura Loomer or her fans never, ever, like, not once did they have sex outside of marriage? Not a single time? It never happened? And if it did, you know, should they be shunned? But this is, like, the reason that I even decided to make this video, because it's not about Christianity, it's about bullying, right? It's about feeling better than other human beings. It's not about the OnlyFans girls. It's the taint in your heart when you go out and you just like spew this poison that doesn't change society, right? Like, you're not actually taking down OnlyFans. You're not actually being effective at changing the world. You're not doing real politics, right? You're not starting an NGO trying to influence payment processors to take away OnlyFans or whatever. No. What you are doing is you like feeling good. Like, you need a person to shit on. That's it, you know? Admit it. I would have more respect for you if you admit it. I'm not telling you not to do it. I'm telling you to be honest, you know? If you generally want this level of malice in your life, where you spend your days going on Twitter and insulting other people just for the sake of insulting them, you know, it says more a lot about you than the actual person. That's my point. You know, like, no one, like Laura Loomer making this tweet doesn't change anything. This chick is not going to change her life because of Laura Loomer's tweet. People aren't changing their mindset, but it makes Laura Loomer feel good, right? Like, she feels nice because she took down someone. And it's a low-hanging fruit. It's an OnlyFans girl. Like it's so easy to say bad things about them, right? Like, it's so easy to go after. Who's going to defend them? And if someone defends them like me, well, I'm getting flack now. And look what I'm doing. Why am I defending? I shouldn't defend it, right? Just pretend you don't fucking see it, like in a prison. You're in a prison, you see a fight, you just look the other way. Just don't talk about it, don't mention it, right? Anyway, right, let's see what the priest has to say. Because again, I'm not a Christian, I understand. I shouldn't be able to talk about it. Let's see what the priest has to say about OnlyFans girls.
It's best that we shun women like this from society forever. Another ex-user says, Christians believe this woman can truly be saved. The naivety of conservative Christians is driving more people towards atheism and Islam. The same naivety that is making your society crumble.
The interesting part is that if you think certain people can't be saved, right? What you're basically telling them that you are an existential threat to them. Like, no, seriously, think about this. You did something in the past, and you're ashamed of it, but you did it. You can't undo it. And there is a group of people that think you can never be forgiven, you can never be allowed back into society. Aren't those people becoming an existential threat to you? Like, is it the correct course of action that you're being boxed in to form an alliance with other people like you, and then make sure that those people that are persecuting you never get into power and that they get persecuted in return? Isn't this literally what's happening in America? Like, you have the Bush era where right-wingers are in power, and then the Obama comes up, right, and they start oppressing the people from the Bush era. Because I'm not going to lie, like, Christians were definitely and still are oppressed, right? But now that they're getting back into power, the oppression just switches so that it can switch again at some point. You know, it's a never-ending cycle in history where the oppressor becomes the oppressed, and then the oppressed becomes the oppressor. And it's like, but why, though? Why does it have to be this way? And the reason it has to be this way is because, well, there's no path into allowing people to change their mind. To go like, okay, well, maybe I did wrong. Now, I'm not saying that they will. You know, I'm not saying that everyone will. But if you assume that no one can, if you already assume that there is no chance, no possibility, no single person that can change. And you're not even waiting for them to fuck up. And you're actually happy when you find one and you dogpile them. Well, the only thing that the other people can do is to organize against you. Like, they can form coalitions, you know, like this is why you had the leftist coalition with different people in order to just constantly shit on Christianity, because they viewed it as an existential threat. And this is why now the woke people are getting oppressed, because Christianity views them as an existential threat. There's no more context, there's no middle ground, there's no negotiation, there's no talks, there's no like individual person. No, it's just like the moment someone else appears, they have to be attacked. Now, I'm not saying that there aren't contexts and there aren't issues where some people actually do deserve getting criticism and backlash. But like, is every single one, every single time, you know? Anyway, let's see what the priest has to say, because I keep getting sidetracked.
Accept everything and fall for anything. Today I'm going to talk about the mercy and love of God. I'm going to talk about the gospel, because it never hurts to go back to the basics. So what is the gospel? The gospel is the good news of salvation through the life, death, and resurrection of Jesus Christ. No matter who you are, no matter what you've done, God loves you, and he died on a cross so that your sins could be forgiven. The word Catholic means universal. So when we treat some sinners as being less worthy of God's love than others, we're literally being anti-Catholic.
Okay, so is this guy an atheist now? Like, are my talking point, because my talking points are literally the same as his, right? Is he a fedora willing atheist? Does he not know what he is talking about? Is he not Christian enough? Or is Laura Loomer anti-Catholic? Which one is it? Oh, you don't like being put on the spot. Oh, you don't. I know. Look, sometimes I'm wrong, and I admit when I'm wrong. I don't think I'm wrong on this one. I genuinely do not think I'm wrong on this one. I think I know a little bit of Christian, not a lot as you do, right? Like, you're obviously more well-versed into it than me. You probably read the Bible, and you probably also read theology, and you're probably studying different denominations. So obviously you know more than I do. But on this particular issue, I think I know more. I think, yes, if a person doing OnlyFans, if they legitimately regret it, and they legitimately say that they're sorry, I think they can find redemption. Even though, like, to be honest, I don't even fucking care. Right? Like, I don't believe in the supernatural. I don't believe in angels. And if anything, I'm closer to the Jefferson Bible. You know, Thomas Jefferson, right? His Bible. Like, that would be something that I'm closer to. But look. The only thing that pisses me off is that I keep getting to see the vile shit on my Twitter timeline. That's it. You know, like, people that I actually respect, all of a sudden, starting to talk like fucking sailors, like they have potty mouth, you know, like, just because they saw a picture with a girl married. And my entire fucking timeline is inundated, and it pisses me off because it's like, okay, well, number one, if you're going to insult someone, insult them properly. Because if I was to insult these ladies, like, trust me, I would completely crush their spirit. Like, the Holy Ghost would go out from them. Because, like, I actually have bottled up a lot of insults because of political correctness. So my first criticism is that you're not even doing it right. And secondly, why do I keep having to see, why is Twitter such an ugly space now? Every single fucking time, every single problem on every single part of the earth needs to be pointed out, and people have to stop frame by frame and start insulting, start acting like spurgs, and you know, that's why I made the video. But again, I won't talk about this subject anymore. I see that it's tied to people's personal beliefs, that they should actually go insult. They should actually be cheeky little shits with every single person, every single case. And I don't want to step on their religion. Maybe it's like Mass, huh? Like, this is the new way of doing Mass. In 2025, you go on Twitter and you attack random people. Again, like, these people aren't asking you for money. They're not asking for subscription. They're not doing anything. They just said, okay, I got married. And all of a sudden, it's like, you can't get married. You're not a Christian. You're a whore. You know, like, okay. Like, if this is the way the behavior exists, then I need to recalibrate what I thought about Christians. And I need to recalibrate the way they have their PR of being compassionate and merciful. And, right? Like, because that doesn't coincide with reality anymore. Like, maybe the ones in the past used to be like that, but the ones from today are a little bit different. So I need to reassess. But do subscribe to this guy's channel. I do think that he makes really good points. And I also like his content. Am I allowed to do that? Can I do it? Because I'm an atheist. I don't know if I can do it. You know, encourage people to listen to priests. Is that allowed of me? Do I have permission? Huh? Let me know what you think. I'll see you guys in the comment section. Take care.